What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Extra Point Podcast, where we may miss the point, but we do not miss
the extra point.
Once again, I'm joined here by Youngblood and Prodigy, aka Hunter and Luigi. We're going to be bringing you our Week 1 predictions, as well as a few stories. Well, not Week 1 predictions. Are we doing just Week 1 or whole season?
We're doing the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, I have every team's record.
Same.
So, like, for the season.
Mhm. I went through every freaking game, every freaking week. It was hard as hell. My brain was hurting because a lot of them were like coin tosses and like, oh, is this guy gonna be healthy? It was a whole bunch.
Anything about the off-season you guys want to
win and lose a game?
Anything about the off-season you guys want to talk about before we actually get into Week 1?
Yeah, the fact that I think you're an asshole.
What did I do? I mean, other than the obvious shit, but
well, your team started the whole taking cornerbacks in the first round thing.
I didn't even want the cornerback. I wanted the quarterback.
Honestly, I think one of the big questions coming out of the off season is who takes the backup job to Wentz and who starts at quarterback for the Saints. And I don't know if y'all saw, but Trey Lance and
he threw a bit longer pass than Garoppolo has thrown in his career.
Justin Fields looked really good. I mean, but they're saying that Justin Fields is not the starter, yet he looked...
Trevor Lawrence looked really good, and he also threw a great football.
Yeah, in a Jaguars uniform.
That's
the big question.
Did you catch... I don't know if y'all caught that or not, but...
Alright, so... Week 1 starting off, I have it up on NFL.com, so... Cowboys at Bucks. Gonna start off with the Cowboys and Hunter. You're the Cowboys. You're going with the Bucks?
Yeah, I didn't actually. I'm gonna have to actually review. If we're gonna review this each week rather than by team, I'll have to rethink and look at things again. But I'll give you a heads up. I have the Bucks going 16-1.
Oh my God!
I would have had them 17-0, but my idea is that they're going to just not play anybody worth it in the final week and be like, eh.
Jesus fucking Christ! Yeah, I'm gonna have to majorly disagree with that. Although I do agree with you on the Bucks winning Week 1.
Yeah. There's right now. Again, the story of that game is Dak Prescott, and he's been the only focus about the Cowboys this entire offseason is how is he going to come off this injury.
And there's that whole thing about his shoulder that may or may not be hurt.
And the fact that he's going up against the Super Bowl champions who did not lose anybody on their starting lineup in the offseason.
What do y'all think about the shoulder stuff? Because I personally am just sitting here going, la 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 la, I don't hear you.
Honestly, if there's more stuff going on than just, him rehabbing his ankle, and like it wouldn't come up if it wasn't somewhat true. So again, they said he's going to be ready by Week 1. They're going to try and have him play a little bit in the last preseason game. But
apparently, the Cowboys are playing it off as if it's not serious. They're just, doing some extra stuff, safe than sorry type situation.
See, if I've learned anything from the past few years, and it's basically you don't play off injury. You need to make sure that it's nothing serious. Because, I mean, look at the Colts. I mean...
We talking about Wentz or Luck here?
The past since 2016.
Or Manning.
Yeah, I know. That's the whole. That's the whole point. You get what I'm talking about. You shouldn't, like... Yeah, you get my point, Hunter. So,
I do.
yeah.
The Colts in particular, though, like other teams obviously have injury problems, but the Colts almost feel like they bring it upon themselves with the way they handle them.
Yeah, I mean, Wentz coming in, them signing Wentz was a sign of, hey, he's a Super Bowl champion. The year that they won the Super Bowl, he brought them, to that point before he got hurt. We're banking on him to stay healthy, go back to that form, because they already have a top 5, top 7 defense already.
And
they have a good. They have a good line. They have a good running back core. So all they needed was that quarterback. And if they banked on the fact that, okay, we think Wentz is going to be healthy, and already he's banged up and he might be out anywhere from 5 to 12 weeks. And obviously the media, they're like, oh, they're, holding out hope that he'll be ready week 1, or that, it's not as major as, they're saying it is, but we're giving them the 12-week expansion just to, be on the safe side. I mean, like you guys were talking about injuries, and with Dak, you shouldn't downplay injuries. Like, I'll give you an example, different sport. The Clippers talked down Kawhi's injury as if it wasn't a torn ACL. And they're like, oh, we'll take it day by day. And then when they were finally eliminated a week later, oh, yeah, he had a torn ACL. Like, if the injury is that severe, however the injury is, it has to be known, because I feel like with that, it's more so like a tampering method for other teams.
With the Clippers, it's a little different because they're in a playoff series, and you want to try to bring as much hope as you can to get people on your side for it, as opposed to, this is the one game we have in the NFL. You lose the one, you're out. It didn't matter if he could have been back the next day.
You got a point there.
All right, just so you know, I'm putting down all of the podcast predictions so we can compare them to our predictions in the chat later on in the season.
But yeah, for sure, definitely going Tampa Bay to win week 1. It's just and with that shoulder, them downplaying the shoulder at the moment, he's gonna have to rely on Zeke in that line, and that line got a little worse this offseason. Zeke did shed some pounds, which is good, but
I disagree, actually. I think the line got better in that they've got healthy.
Okay, but they still need Zeke to go back to his form from a couple of years ago.
They absolutely do, and he's.
I mean, you're the Cowboys fan, so
I don't know what you mean by the fact that he lost pounds. Didn't you see that one picture of him?
Yeah, but I did watch the preseason, the Hall of Fame game, and he was like, "Yeah, I lost 20 pounds. I'm on a regimen, all that good stuff."
The Joe Looney picture.
Yeah.
All right, so
wait. But while we're on before we get back to regular season, on and off season, what's going on with the Giants and running players into retirement?
Look, I'm not surprised. Okay, he was a rival, and then his next practice, the fight breaks out, and Joe Judge has them, doing all these insane things. So yeah, hell, I would have retired too. I'm like, I don't need all this.
I think 4 or 5 different players have retired, and it was like, damn.
Yeah, we don't need them. It's okay.
all right, so up next, Texans versus Jaguars.
Jags.
Yeah, look, the Jags got better with Trevor Lawrence, and they added Marvin Jones, but the Jags still aren't a playoff team, and they're still not a good team. But, you know,
They're
the big
playing
thing
the
going,
Texans.
they're playing the Texans, and I think all three of us can agree that how we've rated the Texans, how we're going to be rating the Texans, is on the fact that Deshaun Watson is not playing. For the Christ's sakes, he's the fourth string quarterback on the depth chart right now. He's playing very little in training camp and all that. So we're banking on him not playing, so the Texans have no hope whatsoever.
So as you'll notice, my predictions I think before season, looking at the whole thing, my predictions always hit at seeming a little extremes. And just as I think that if the Bucs wanted to, they could win every game. I actually have the Texans going 0-17.
You know, I was debating on doing that too, but I feel like they'll catch one team off guard 1 week and get one. I have them going 1-16 because I feel like one game they're just gonna completely surprise everybody because the NFL is full of upsets and surprises. I feel like they'll do that.
That's what makes it so much fun.
You know, it's funny. I actually have the game that I have them winning will surprise you guys. I have them beating Cleveland because I feel like it's just a Browns thing to do.
It'll be a field goal game if it happens.
I have thinking about a Browns thing to do. I have Dallas winning a game that I don't feel like they should, and then the following week losing to Denver.
We'll get to Denver later.
Denver's an interesting story.
Yeah, we'll get to them later. But, yeah, definitely Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence will stay undefeated through week 1.
And yes, I am agreeing with you on the Jags. I don't really see much hope for Houston this year for the same reasons you guys already put with Deshaun Watson. So
hey, at least they'll get a good draft pick.
No, they won't.
No, because they traded them all away for Laramie Tunsil.
Like a dumbass.
Who is on the COVID list right now.
Who's on the COVID list right now, so... And he's an offensive lineman, which I'm not disregarding the position, but if you're going to get rid of all those picks for anything, at least not have it be a lineman, you know?
Well, I'm not against it in principle, just because they already had their quarterbacks set up. You know, this is before we found out about his wandering hands. But at the time, you know, you're sitting there thinking, we got to protect our franchise. Do whatever, and if you think that's the one piece you needed.
It's been amazing watching the collapse of the Texans, though, over the past few years.
I mean, they were a playoff team a couple years ago.
It all went to hell the moment the Chiefs were like, oh shit, I forgot to plug in the controller.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, we're in a playoff game. If we lose, we go home. Let me actually play.
I'm sitting at home watching, and I'm not gonna say I'm a big Texans fan, but I can't help but kind of want them to succeed. Houston's 90 minutes away, so as much as it can't be, that's my local team, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna do this. I know my uncle's in Houston freaking out, and then I had to go to the hospital for something. I don't remember why, but I had to go to the hospital.
You hit your head.
No, this is a different time.
A different time you hit your head?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you've done it at least 4 times, at least for what I can recall.
But I want to say this was something to do with my stomach or something. Anyways, as I'm sitting there, I'm looking at this game on my phone, I'm like, oh, they gave up a touchdown. Oh, they gave up another touchdown. Oh, God, what is happening?
Gotta love playoff football, huh?
But yeah, ever since that moment, they basically just went on a downward spiral, and it's been amazing to watch.
Well, I can't really say much about it because my team, ever since the boat picture, has been garbage. So I can't really say much on that. Because
See, yours is worse. I'm gonna argue that the Texans just choked in a game. Yours is just some weird coincidence of a stupid ass picture.
I just want to see people. The Dallas fans travel pretty well, and I want to see some Cowboys fans travel to New York for the game and just bring boats and park them outside the stadium.
You know, I'm not gonna say they wouldn't do that.
It's like that. I mean, get admit that's like wonderful trolling.
But hell,
It's
like it wasn't even against them. Like if anything, we were playing Green Bay that wild card game. So if anything, Packers fans control us with that.
All right, so up next, Chargers. What's up?
I just realized we skipped the #1 story of the offseason.
Oh, Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
I have.
Oh
nothing.
yeah, look, there's a lot of headlines coming into this season, but this is their last dance, both him and Devontae. I mean, Green Bay's got to be fucking idiots for
Tom
trading-
Grossi on suicide watch.
Like, you have your franchise quarterback, your franchise wide receiver, and it's looking like you're going to lose them after this season.
To be
Why?
fair, they weren't
Because-
going to keep them both anyways.
Hell, they did sign Aaron Jones to a big ass contract.
That's the thing. Is like they're in contract hell. I watched Tom Grossi almost all of his videos, so I know about as much about the Packers as I do about my own team, just because I follow his videos closely. And their contract situation, they were never going to keep Devontae anyways,
Yeah.
because
He's-
he's determined to be the #1 paid guy. Which
You can't argue that.
so
He
I'm
plays
not
like a #1 guy.
if your motivation is you want to be the #1 paid person,
I was gonna
that's
say.
your-
I was gonna say, if you guys want to talk about the Packers, we can do that when we actually get to their game.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So
I'm gonna finish this thought because this is more of a general thing. If you want to be the #1 paid guy, then go for it. But there's a reason why Tom Brady has 7 championships.
Yeah, you're right. Because Tom Brady didn't go looking for the big money, the big contracts. He was like, "Oh, this piece, I want Edelman back. I want Welker back. I want these guys on my defense back." And hell, in the Patriots, they kept a core for quite a while, and that's why he has championships. And hell, that's why they might run it back this season, because they kept everyone together.
All right, so Chargers and Washington football team.
Is that the next game?
yep.
It is.
Okay, so I'll tell you guys this. When I was doing my predictions, this game, week 1, was the only one I had to freaking flip a coin for, because I feel like this game, again, a lot of games this season can go either way. But at least for week 1, I feel like the teams are almost evenly matched. And
So
I
apparently
feel
we're
like-
disagreeing about how good the Chargers are going to be.
So I'm thinking that you think the Chargers are going to blow this season.
No. I think,
You think the
they're
Chargers are gonna
going to
be
win the
good?
division.
Oh no! Okay, so no, we are in agreement because I have them going to the playoffs too.
Same here.
Okay,
Like,
so we're all in agreement.
I have
Yeah.
them as a wild card team, though.
I do have them as a wild card. Yes, I have them there.
So it's not about. I think the Chiefs are a better team than the Chargers, but there's a big issue for the Chiefs. The Chiefs will play the Bills, and the Chargers won't.
Yeah,
And
The
that's
Bills
the
are-
But
only
then that
reason the
also
Chargers
depends
won't.
on how good the Bills are going to be.
Oh, I think the Bills are going to be about the same,
Babyface-
or maybe a tad bit better.
I know that Kyler. It's technically Kyler Murray's nickname, but honestly, it works for Josh Allen too.
Alright.
Babyface assassin.
All right, so for this game, I'm just gonna say flat out, I have Washington winning.
I have Chargers winning.
I have the Chargers winning, even though the Reds. I'm gonna call them the Redskins. I'm sorry if anybody gets offended. I apologize, but the football team. I don't get it. I don't care.
Just say
And
Washington.
Washington. There you go. Washington. They have arguably the best defense in the league, right? Their quarterback situation is either Taylor Heineke or Ryan Fitzpatrick. We all know how Fitzmagic is. He either has the switch on or he's throwing 3 interceptions. And he's older, right? So now you got what? Taylor Heineke, who's been a backup his entire career. It's just not like, yes, they have some weapons on offense. Antonio Gibson is a really good back, but the defense can only carry so much, and the Chargers are just so well-rounded, and everyone, and I mean everyone, including myself, I'm probably sure including you guys too, that Justin Herbert is going to have a blowout season. Arguably, offensive player of the year type season. He is, I mean, his rookie season, he blew a lot of expectations out of the water. He wasn't a top quarterback pick. He had a couple 3 or 4 quarterbacks before him. I can't exactly remember, but he wasn't the top quarterback pick, and he proved a lot of people wrong this past season. It was only his first season, so he can definitely. And the Chargers got a little bit better all around. Got some healthy guys coming back. Again, like Hunter, and I'm not going to disagree with you. There is a potential that they could win the division.
I was very surprised because
I agree with.
when I was going through the teams, I would go in order of how I expected their division rankings to go. So I started with the Chiefs, and then I went to the Chargers, and I was like, oh
I
shit.
agree with all of your points on this. However, something that's probably going to upset the both of you, like you guys have the Chargers winning the division, I actually have Washington winning the East. So,
Boo.
Boo! And we'll get to the East later. I have them finishing 3rd, but with a winning record. Watch that shit.
all right. So, Seahawks at Colts.
I'm going with Seahawks.
That's on the assumption that Wentz is not playing, correct?
Well, yes,
On the
but
assumption
also,
that Wentz
even
is
if
not
he plays,
playing,
I don't think
yes.
they win that one.
And a lot of people aren't really talking about it. We touched on Wentz earlier, but a lot of people aren't talking about the underground commotion going on in Seattle. And we actually heard about it like a couple seasons ago, that, Wilson may be unhappy in Seattle. Maybe
Here's the
they're
thing
not.
with Wentz is last year Wentz was healthy, and he was still trash.
Last year,
Wentz is,
I'm going to make the argument here. Last year, Wentz did not have any protection.
I will give you that, but I don't know. I've always felt Wentz was a very overrated quarterback. Which is why
I kind of somewhat agree, but I can't really put blame on a quarterback when their offensive line doesn't do their job, because a quarterback with 100 overall, like if you were to give a quarterback 100 overall and then take away the offensive line, the 100 overall on a Madden game would mean nothing. Am I right? So it doesn't matter how good a quarterback is. It could be Brady, Wentz, Rodgers, anybody. You take away that offensive line, and that quarterback becomes basically like a high school football player running for his life.
Yeah, and again, obviously I'm a Giants fan, so I have to follow the Eagles a lot, as well as you, Hunter, since you're a Cowboys fan. Wentz was running for his fucking life last year. Like, every single game, he was freaking getting attacked like he was some kind of fresh meat, and all the bears are just, all the predators and shit are going after him. Like, he was running for his life. I'm not
I was one time you
disregarding.
said Bears, and you're like, wait, no, they only play them once a year max.
Nah. But Wentz, when healthy, with with the good pieces around him, like again, the Eagles won the Super Bowl that year because of Wentz.
Didn't hear that.
Right? Yes, again, it's hard to say, right? But if Wentz is healthy and he has the right pieces together, which the Colts do have everything for a Super Bowl team. If Wentz can stay healthy, which again may or may not happen.
They don't really have a defense, but
Look who's coming off the line. Darius Leonard and DeForest Buckner. I'd be scared of shit.
All right.
I'd be scared of shit. But again, like I was saying earlier, this might be if the Seahawks don't do anything this year, Wilson might be out the door. And that was the underground stuff that I was talking about. A lot of people aren't talking about it. It just recently came up in rumors a couple years ago. But the Seahawks have kind of been on a stalemate ever since their Super Bowl win. Am I not wrong?
No, that's
like they've been consistently good, right? But they can't get over that hump, right? And it doesn't, even with Russell Wilson, as good of a quarterback as he is, he doesn't have the best. He doesn't have as nearly the best pieces as he had when they won the Super Bowl.
No, I agree with you on that.
So who knows? Maybe I had the Seahawks going in as a wild card team this year.
I have Seattle missing the playoffs.
I have the entire NFC West making the playoffs. So
how? What? What?
There's 3 wild card teams, right?
Yeah.
I have the winner of division and all 3 teams making the wild card.
Yeah, whoa, that'd be first in history. Oh, we'll get to
it
that
almost
later.
happened last year, if I remember correctly.
Almost did, but no. Alright, so next game, Jets at Panthers. Don't even need to tell you who I'm going for here.
The Jets,
Oh,
of course.
you're going the Jets, of course.
Oh, yeah, totally.
John bleeds green.
Yes, he bleeds jersey green colors. I mean, obviously, the big storyline coming out of this is Darnold already gets his revenge game week 1.
Is this the first time that we've seen a week 1 situation like that?
No.
I can't remember any.
Not off the top of my head, I can't, but I mean, and it is in Carolina. Is it home?
It's in Carolina.
It's in Carolina, yes.
Oh, so Darnold already has the advantage over that. It's more so, how does Zach Wilson do in his regular season debut? Because everyone's talking about, how good of an arm he has.
Yeah, I've seen people compare him. Yesterday, I saw 2 different articles about him. One said he throws like Aaron Rodgers, and the other one said it was Patrick Mahomes-esque. I'm like,
so which one is it?
Still.
I mean, if he's being compared to the throwing styles of Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, which are 2 of the best throwing styles in the history of the game, I mean, that's a lot of pressure on a young guy. And again, Zach Wilson came out of nowhere, if I'm not correct. If I'm
really
not wrong. Like, I wasn't even hearing anything about Zach Wilson until like the week
before the draft.
The week or 2 before the draft, exactly.
All right, so quick
because,
question, Hunter and Luigi. Who did you guys take for the last game?
Oh, I had the Seahawks.
I had the Seahawks on the notion that Wentz is not playing.
I have the Seahawks regardless, but...
All right, and who are you guys going for here?
Panthers.
I have the Panthers at home. And I feel like... So, again, you're the Panthers fan, John, so I want to know your thoughts. How do you feel about Sam Darnold being your quarterback?
Honestly, I'm 50-50 on it. Like, I want to trust that he can do better. Like, everybody is always saying it's a situational thing, and New York for him, and that he just needs a change of scenery. But
That's why I haven't put any faith in the Jets.
still haven't really fucking seen anything from Darnold to actually impress me to make me think that he can actually be the guy that Carolina needs. Like, even like he had a couple good years with the Jets too, if I remember correctly, but
He had some good stats with the Jets. Obviously, not good years. The Jets have been terrible, but I mean,
If
I don't-
he can avoid seeing all the ghosts that he sees, you know.
and that's the thing about Zach Wilson. Like, you drafted the quarterback to number 2 overall, right? And you think that you're just gonna get propelled, right? And that's the same thing a lot of Jaguar fans are saying. Yeah, they got Trevor Lawrence, but a team needs to get better, not just a position.
I don't think their situations are the same. Obviously, I don't think the Jaguars are going to be like skyrocketing yet, but I think the Jets seem to be really just putting all their faith in. All right, we got the quarterback. That's all we needed to do. The Jaguars feel like they are trying to change the culture of it all, because they also, they went through and got Urban Meyer.
Yeah, they got one of the most successful college coaches in history.
Like, it feels different. Whether or not it is remains to be seen, but there's a feeling in the air.
okay, so we're all taking Carolina for that game. Moving on to the next game, Vikings at Cincinnati.
Skull.
Okay, so a lot of people are saying that so the Vikings have one good year, one bad year, so they swap off, so they're thinking that they're going to have a good year.
I was going to say, does that mean that they're due for a bad year, considering how well they did with Justin Jefferson?
Even though they were trash outside of that.
Yeah, fair enough.
I actually have the Vikings doing pretty bad this season. And I honestly, it's not from a talent aspect. I think it's a schedule aspect, and I feel like a lot of these games, Kirk Cousins or the defense might blow them. And
Kirk Cousins might blow it by getting the team forfeited.
yeah, and that's actually something I wanted to bring up, because Hunter, me and you were talking about that a while ago. The Vikings are the least vaccinated team in the NFL.
Which is interesting, because I would have thought it was the other way around, considering they made headlines by firing a coach for refusing to vaccinate.
Exactly, right? And Kirk Cousins got a lot of backlash for what he said. He was like, I'll follow the protocols, but I'm still not getting vaccinated.
I want to bring it up what he actually said, because it's way worse than what he said. He said, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to take care of myself and this team. But, put me in a plexiglass box versus getting the vaccine.
So you're not doing what it takes.
Exactly.
God,
and it's like, you might need the plexiglass box, sure, but that's more or less just because the offensive line might not help you.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, you don't want to get vaccinated? Oh, here you go, defensive ends. Here's a clear path.
I didn't even mean that. I just meant they're not that great to begin with. I would say they're middle of the pack.
Yeah. I think Joe Burrow coming off of his injury, I think he's going to come back better. And I think he's going to Bengals.
That's what I wanted to ask you about, was how he's going to be, because I think he's going to come back better and then go back hurt, because they damned themselves and let the Lions have Penei Sewell.
Did Bengals even do anything in the offseason with their defensive line? Or their O-line, I mean?
No.
They picked up a guy in the 3rd round.
Yeah, their offensive line is still garbage. It's still garbage.
I sat there and I'm like, you might remember, I sat there. I'm like, there's no way that I'm not worried because there's no way they're going to be that stupid.
And they
And then
went
they
with
did
a
it.
receiver. Yeah. Then they went with Jamar Chase.
I wonder
to
if
complement
Burrow,
Joe
how
Burrow.
much influence Burrow has, because I can't help but think they did that because Burrow told them, "Hey, I want my buddy from college here."
Okay, so who do you have for this game?
Vikings.
I have the Bengals.
I have the Vikings.
Actually, I think Joe Burrow will come off the injury strong. I think, yes, there's still a bunch of weaknesses, especially in that O-line. But overall, I think Joe Burrow will carry them to somewhat better.
You think he's going to get hurt this year?
I am banking on him not getting hurt.
Hunter,
maybe missing one or
Hunter,
two
I need
games,
you
but
to
not like a full season.
Hunter, I need to remind you of something. The last time we had a podcast was the preseason of last year. You said that Joe Burrow was going to get hurt. He did. If he gets hurt again,
It's all on you.
Yes, we have this
I'm going to
recorded.
report you to all.
It's not like
Bengals.
Joe Burrow's my first victim.
Can you say that about Dak or?
No, I
Your
didn't say it about
entire
Dak,
team?
but I said it about a lot of players.
Can you just say it about your whole team? That'd be great. All right, what we got next?
Arizona.
Cardinals and the Titans.
Yep, Cardinals, Titans.
Ooh, that's a really good game.
It's gonna be a good game, but I got the Cards.
Ooh, you have the Cardinals. So y'all are gonna be this. So
I have the
Hunter,
Titans.
Before the podcast started, you said we're gonna be really surprised with what your seeding is. I have the Titans. Listen, hold on. I have the Titans as the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Wow.
Hold on. I have them going 15-2. I think. Now, hold on. I don't have them going to the Super Bowl, but I have them as the number 1 seed.
That's close to what I have. I have them at 14-3.
I have them at 11-6.
Yikes!
They're still
I
winning the
gotta-
division with that, by the way.
I mean, they're honestly in that. Outside of, again, if Wentz can stay healthy or not, they have no competition in that division. And they're winning that division. Again, let me tell you what I have. So I have the Titans going 15-2, and I have the second place finish, Colts at 8-9. That's how strongly I'm into the Titans just dominating this season. It's
What did you say
weird.
the Colts were at?
8-9.
I have them at 7-10, so pretty close.
So we're pretty close, but the Titans being so far ahead, honestly, I think Julio Jones makes a healthy season for once, along with A.J. Brown on the other end, Ryan Tannehill with Derrick Henry in the back. The Titans defense is good already. There's no reason for them
Titans
to
defense is not good.
argument. Let's do it.
Like that was the thing that hurt them the most last year was they had no real defense. It
They
was
did
shaky
lose
at best.
some people. You're not wrong.
That's the only reason I don't have the Titans. That's the only reason I'm not looking at the Titans like I am teams like the Chiefs and the Bucks is they got one half of the game down pat, but the other half.
But I will say they did get a massive upgrade at linebacker. They did snag Bud Dupree from Pittsburgh.
They did, didn't they? I
Yes,
didn't
they
know
already
about
have Kevin. They already have Kevin Bird, right, at safety. They got Janoris Jenkins, which he's past his prime, but he's still decent enough at cornerback.
Okay, so there's something I need to bring up that we never talked about earlier, and the running back situation for a lot of these teams. Derrick Henry, of course, for Titans, CMC for Carolina. Who do you think's going to be the number one running back this year?
Okay, so we're referring to total yards from
Or
scrimmage
just-
or rushing yards?
Either or both, depending on your preference of how you judge it.
Okay, so rushing yards alone, Derrick Henry. But I had CMC retaking that total scrimmage yard.
Yeah, because Derrick Henry is not a
Receiving
he's
back.
not a he's not a dual threat back, right? He's not a James White, right? He's not
CMC.
a CMC, right?
And
He's
see,
a power back.
Actually, I'm gonna take back my thing about Henry, because I think Henry is going to have. He's not gonna have a bad year by lack of talent on his part, but I'm not even gonna say a bad year, but he's not gonna have a Derrick Henry. Oh my God, should Derrick Henry be the MVP type of year? Purely because they now have Julio and AJ Brown, and won't need to rely on him as heavily.
If there was a year for Derrick Henry to win MVP, because running backs don't win MVP often, it was last year.
all right, so the reason I bring this up is something that Hunter actually said earlier when it comes to the Titans about their offensive or defensive. Was it the offense or defense that you were talking about? Not.
Their defense is shaky. Offense
Yeah.
is stellar.
And another thing that I noticed last year, they put a lot of faith into Derrick Henry, which, take it from me, someone who actually knows what he's talking about. When it comes to Carolina and CMC, the first year CMC was there, you saw how much faith we put into that dude. Next year, did the same thing, he got injured. That's something that the Titans need to avoid this year, because if Derrick Henry goes down, I don't see them winning anything, let alone a division.
And honestly, I can piggyback that with the Giants as well. Ever since we drafted Saquon, we've been very.
Is he set to return yet for week one?
We'll get to that when we talk about them when our week one against Denver. But same thing with Saquon. They were relying really heavy on him on the checkdowns and like especially Eli's last season, dude. Like fucking everything was a check down to Saquon. And then guess what? The next season he's hurt. So I understand that aspect, and Derrick Henry is obviously the focal point of the Tennessee offense. So I agree with you. If he goes down, I mean, it's going to rely on Ryan Tannehill, which, again, Ryan Tannehill's a good quarterback, right?
He's
Just
not
good.
a great quarterback.
But he's not a great quarterback.
I don't know anymore. I would have always said that, but like he was first and second in so many different metrics last year. And
Look.
at a certain point, we got to stop and be like, "Oh shit! Is he actually good?"
Ryan Tannehill was underrated as fuck in Miami.
I just need to see how he does without his best player, because I mean, like, I've seen him do great things when both him and Henry are on the field, but I just don't see him as a great quarterback. I haven't seen him really get over the hump. He always usually gets to the same point every season, and then they end up choking or facing a better team. So,
Yeah. Granted, a lot of people will say we'll talk about Derrick Henry, right, carrying them to the AFC title match, but Ryan Tannehill made some plays during the playoffs last year to get them there as well.
All right,
But
so
all in due time.
but yeah, Sith,
Cardinals and Titans.
Titans.
Yeah, I'm going Titans.
But
Cardinals.
I like Arizona.
like I said, I have Titans winning their division pending on the health of Derrick Henry. So
49ers against the Super Bowl champion, the Lions. I'm trying to say with a straight face.
And obviously, I think we all have the 49ers winning, correct?
Okay.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, there's no question. And I have the 49ers at a 12-5 record, second in the division. matching the Rams. And that's only really basing it off of I'm banking on them to stay healthy. Because if the 49ers can stay healthy, I mean, we know what they can do. They went to the Super Bowl healthy.
Here's something that might surprise you. I actually have Detroit as second place in the North, but that's still with a.
Hold up.
That's still.
Wait, what?
That's still not making the playoffs for them, though.
What, are they second in the division at a 2-15 record?
9-7.
What?
I don't have faith in Green Bay this year.
Oh, then that's fine. I don't. I have Green Bay at one of the
I have Green Bay as last place.
record.
I have Green Bay as last place in the division. I have Minnesota.
Whoa.
I have Minnesota
Whoa.
winning, and I have Chicago in third.
Whoa, holy shit.
I'm ready
what?
for us to finish week 1 just so we can go through our divisions.
Holy shit. You have
That
Green Bay dead last?
I think the Aaron Rodgers drama is going to be too much for them.
You know, the Green Bay hasn't not won the division in, like, fucking forever. Forever.
I mean, to be fair, there's a first time for everything. Look at Miami making the playoffs for the first time in God knows how long.
They didn't make the playoffs.
Man.
Or-
I think.
Or hold on.
Wow. Wow.
Oh wait, it was
That
the
point
Bill.
got
It was
messed
the
up
it was the Bills that made the playoffs for the first time in how long last season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
I know because I was so disappointed because the Miami deserved it. I know that's.
I know. I keep on thinking Miami made the playoffs last year, and then I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that's
No,
right.
they were this close, but
They
wow.
had to go through.
Wow.
They had to get like 30 things to line up for them at the end, and 29 of them did.
You can't
Talk
tell
about
me.
the
You
Packers,
guys
what
can't
they're
tell
doing.
me that the Packers are making the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do, and I'll tell you why. We'll get to that. We'll get to that when we talk about their Week 1 against the Saints, because I have a lot to talk about for that. But
For the record,
Detroit,
though, I do have
9 wins?
I have San Francisco winning this game.
I did.
Yeah, San Francisco is
Yeah.
winning this game, but Detroit at Jared Goff with that bad of a team winning 9 games, John? 9?
It's all about scheduling too, Luigi.
But no. Okay, scheduling, yes, but the Lions have literally done nothing. They have not gotten better whatsoever. Jared Goff is here pretty much on a prove-it year. But how is he going to prove it with nobody? They got rid of Kenny Galladay. They got rid of Marvin Jones. They have.
If we're going
pretty much
sco-
relying
okay,
on DeAndre Swift.
Okay, Luigi, if we're going score-wise, I'm going to let you know a lot of these games have nothing to do with winning because of Jared Goff.
Their defense isn't that good either.
Hey, Hawkinson's good though. Maybe he'll do something.
Hey, I drafted him in fantasy. Jared Goff, that's his only target. So, I mean, that's his only. Oh wow, that's 9 wins. Look. I've seen a lot of rankings so far, and everyone's got Detroit like near like the bottom 5. Like, I have the Lions winning 1 game this year.
Oh, same.
They're tying the Texans for the worst record in the NFL this year.
I have
and the
the
win-
Lions tying for the second.
Another
worst.
reason, okay, listen to this, right?
I need to know.
I
know.
do not have faith in Aaron Rodgers and the Packers this year. You already know why. I think the drama is going to get to him. There's going to be too much infighting within that team, and they're going to choke because of it. The Vikings, I have winning the division simply because I know how Kirk Cousins is, and I trust everybody else on that team. When it
And on
comes
the
to
Bears,
Chicago
yes.
and Detroit, it was basically a coin flip for me between who would win out between the two of them. And honestly, I don't know Justin Fields. I haven't really seen anything outside of his college days. I don't know how he's going to be in the NFL, and I don't have enough faith to be able to put him above a team like someone like Jared Goff. I mean, I know Jared Goff doesn't have much for when it comes to fucking weapons, but we've also seen what Jared Goff can do.
I mean, hell, he did make the Super Bowl. You're right.
Yeah, so, like, you can say they don't have weapons, and that's just going off of what we've seen, but we don't really know how the season's going. Yeah, sometimes the quarterback makes weapons, and I think this is going to be one of those situations where he's going to have...
Goff is going to be... I'm sorry to cut you off. You're thinking that Goff is going to become a Brady this year?
I think Goff is going to have a good year this year, yes.
Ooh. I might bet some money on that for sure. Like, for real. Well, we'll talk about it after the podcast is done. I feel like... that is good. I fucking missed this, man.
Steelers and the Bills.
If there's anything that I say that will take down that prediction, it's going to be the Lions defense. But I'm banking on their defense to do just enough and everybody else to choke just enough for them to actually be able to squeeze out some wins. So.
But we all are in agreement that they're losing week 1.
Yeah, they're losing week 1. There's no way.
All right, so Steelers and the Bills. I think the Steelers are going to have a terrible year.
I don't think that they're going to have a terrible year.
I have Steelers at 8-8.
I mean, terrible by Steelers standards, I should say.
Wait, John. You know there's a 17th game, right?
Oh yeah, so 8-9.
Okay, so I have them finishing 3rd in the division at a 9-8 record, and I feel like they'll flip flop a lot of the games. And the big question going into this is, okay, Ben's back for another season, right? And they drafted Najee Harris to kind of, lighten his workload, right? Because they were dead last in
so this is basically Ben's last hurrah. This is basically Ben's last dance then.
They haven't said it as much, but it's kind of hinted.
But yeah, actually, Bills are winning this game. I'm just gonna flat out say that right now. So.
Yep.
Yeah, they're winning this game for sure. It's like I think Buffalo will do good enough to repeat and maybe do even more from the season this past season. With the Steelers again, it's Ben. Y'all say Ben's last dance and stuff. They lost a couple pieces on defense, but they're getting T.J. Watt back, who, in my opinion, should have won Defensive Player of the Year.
I disagree, but I also disagree with who won it. So.
Yeah. So
I want to let you know that my phone autocorrected Bills to Balls. The Balls are winning.
The Balls, yes, man.
I hope the Balls play against the football team.
Balls were the football. No.
The football team.
Balls.
The football team. Yes.
There you go. Yes. If I'll say this, if the Steelers can run the ball good enough, I feel like they can do really good. But they're going.
If riches were fishes, the world would be an ocean.
They're putting their faith in a rookie running back.
Hunter, the world's 75% an ocean.
Yeah, there's a lot of wishes that are fishes.
So, I mean, Ben's obviously regressed, but I mean, he definitely still has his arm. So, we'll see how that goes.
Let's talk about Juju. Didn't he get suspended or fucking ejected?
He did a TikTok. One of the new trends on TikTok is a song from like a guy named Kid Leroy or whatever, and it's like, them like dancing, but they have the camera panning like in circles around him. So he says that's what he's going to do at every game now. And I'm just like, bro, you're worrying about your TikTok.
I thought he got in trouble. I thought he got in trouble week 1 of the preseason because I thought I heard something about him like getting ejected from the game or getting in a fight or something.
I have heard
Why?
nothing
Because they
about
made-
Juju.
Yeah, me neither. I will say Chase Claypool can join that company as well. I feel like, they went 11-0 to start the season.
The Steelers have an old man and 2 kids.
I feel sorry for Mike Tomlin because he has to babysit
I don't.
fucking 16-year-old.
Screw Mike Tomlin.
What's wrong
Yeah.
with Mike Tomlin, Hunter?
I still don't like his little shitty thing he did in that AFC playoff game where he steps into the line up onto the field during a kickoff return that was set for a touchdown.
Oh man.
And the thing is, he wasn't like if he genuinely accidentally didn't see, because I pace around a lot. Honestly, if I was a coach, it would happen to me. But he did it, and he had this shit-eating grin on his face. And I'm like, dude.
All right,
Oh,
so
man.
up next, one of the games I'm actually most interested in: Philadelphia at Atlanta.
I have no idea how either of these teams is going to be.
Neither do I.
It's honestly a boom or a bust for either one.
This was one of my fucking coin flip games, honestly.
So a lot of people are ranking Philadelphia in the bottom tiers of the NFL, and that's simply on their talent. And they don't think they've seen enough of Jalen Hurts, and
that's
they've
kinda
lost a
hurt.
lot of their veteran players. Like they lost Vinny Curry, they lost Jason Peters. They really.
I'm very proud
Okay,
of it.
so earlier I said I had Washington winning your division. I have Philadelphia last place in your division.
Yeah, I have them going 4-13. I just don't
I have
see
them
it.
with 3 wins, so
I have-
of their wins.
I have them with
Is-
3 wins as well.
One of their wins is at home against the Giants because we can't win in Philly. But they're still only getting 4 wins.
So we're all in
They're-
agreement that Atlanta's winning here then.
yes.
Yeah. So Atlanta lost Julio, so Matt Ryan lost his security blanket. The Falcons are just I don't know about y'all, but
But
they're
he
just
still
a
got
weird team
Ridley, and
this
I think
year.
Ridley's.
I think Calvin's due for he's gonna step up to that number 1. I think so.
I have
I think so.
I
fucking
think
I have
Ridley's
fucking
gonna
Atlanta
become
in
who
last.
was
Okay, so
before he-
I haven't really decided who I have in last place when it comes to the NFC South, but it's between Atlanta and New Orleans. I'm just saying that right now.
Damn, you got the Panthers finishing second, sir.
I have
I
them
actually had the
finishing
Panthers
second,
finishing
yes.
second as well. Missing the playoffs,
Oh.
but finishing second.
I have them making
No, I-
playoffs as second place. Wild
Oh
card
man,
team.
what a homer! What a homer!
Look, it's not my fault. I actually have faith in my team. I'm not saying they're winning the division. They're going to make the fucking Super Bowl. But, I mean,
So-
Hunter's a homer, too.
Oh yeah, hey, I'm a homer too. I have the
Yes!
Giants making the playoffs for sure. I mean, I think we all have faith in our teams, but I'll say this.
I just have more faith in Brady.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's
but-
basically how the playoffs went. Is like, yes, I got faith in Dallas to win in the NFC East. And
I
then
actually
Brady comes
have-
in.
I actually have Atlanta flip-flopping games. And honestly, Matt Ryan didn't regress last year. He still put up great numbers. It's just the fact that none of his team was healthy enough, and they blew a lot of leads. That's how
And even though
Atlanta's
this means
moniker
nothing
is
in reality, he's still got one of the coolest nicknames.
Matty Ice. Come on.
It's
Oh,
like that
everyone
means
loves
nothing.
Okay,
And
so
then it
I'm
means
gonna
everything.
I'm gonna say this right now. We're only gonna do a few weeks this time, and then we're gonna come back and do a few weeks another time because we're already an hour in and we haven't even finished week 1.
What I
Well,
thought
no,
we were gonna do is week 1 and then read out our division records.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because I want to do predictions for each week if possible. Try and get this more consistent.
Okay.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, going with the next game.
All
right.
So, Browns and the Chiefs.
Ooh.
That's interesting. Week 1.
I have Browns winning this.
Is it in Cleveland?
It's
It's
in
in Kansas.
it's in Kansas
it's in-
City.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs. I'm
Missouri,
sorry.
Kansas.
That's.
I actually feel like the Browns are actually going to surprise the Chiefs this year.
So if this game was happening later in the year, I would give it to the Browns. But I think that Chiefs are going to be more week 1 ready.
I disagree.
Yeah. All right, what's your thoughts then?
Okay, so from what I've been hearing, at least what I've noticed, is that when it comes to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, how should I put this? I don't feel like they're ready right now. Like, a lot of people like go off of how good Patrick Mahomes is, and like, don't get me wrong, Patrick Mahomes is great, but how long can he keep up that consistency? That's all I'm trying to figure out. Because like, I feel like Baker. Yeah, I mean, they're riding on the consistency of Patrick Mahomes, and I feel like Baker Mayfield's gonna come out and surprise him. Like last year, when it comes to the fucking playoffs, like they won the wild card game, and then they ended up losing.
They should have lost to the Browns.
Huh?
That shitty call. They said they should have lost to the Browns in that playoff game.
Yeah, they should have lost to the Browns in the playoff game, and I think that's gonna be on fucking Baker Mayfield's mind this whole entire offseason, and he's going to capitalize on it. Nothing taken away from Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad game, but when it comes down...
I infamously said Patrick Mahomes was going to be a bust just before he had his first serious season.
Yeah, I mean, he sat out his rookie year, right? Sat behind Alex Smith, and then look what happened.
That was the thing. Like, because I based it off that just before preseason, those training camps where they were saying he threw like 15 interceptions in the one practice, and it was like, I was like, yeah, this guy's gonna be nothing. Then he went on to throw 50+ touchdowns.
Then he went to throw 55 touchdowns, AFC Championship, Super Bowl, AFC Championship. So, I'm sorry, AFC Championship, Super Bowl win, Super Bowl loss.
I'm just not going to say anything against him and the Chiefs.
Until we see it, right?
Oh, definitely.
Exactly.
I'm not saying anything against Patrick Mahomes either. I just have faith in Baker Mayfield. I picked the Browns to win their division last year, and I'm doing it again this year.
I will. This is the big question coming into Cleveland, actually. Is Odell Beckham Jr. And he is a big question mark. We saw how him and Baker have yet to form the kind of connection that a number one quarterback and a number one receiver should have. They
That's
haven't
not really
developed
Baker, or that's not really Baker's fault, as much as it is Odell continuously being hurt.
Oh yeah, but before Odell went down last year, and I'll just bring this up because I hate the Cowboys, he had a monster game against the Cowboys. Like, he won that game for them against the Cowboys in the AT&T Stadium against the Cowboys. I gotta just
but like,
make sure you know.
We're always better on the road anyways.
So you both are picking Kansas City.
I do. Am. Words, aren't they fun and easy to say?
All right, so up next, Green Bay at New Orleans.
Green Bay.
I'm going Green Bay.
I don't know what to think about the Saints.
Yes, this is the team. This is the game I wanted to talk about.
So, I'm going to let you go up because you've been planning, but I do want to say, not only, because the focus is on the whole Drew Brees retiring and not knowing who's going to start at quarterback, but that's not even close to everything that's happened to the Saints. Because of their cap hell, they had to release so many of their stars.
Oh, for sure.
So you're going Green Bay, Luigi?
I am going Green Bay. So let's talk about it team by team. Obviously, let's start with the Packers because we've mentioned the Packers a couple times already. You think that the Packers are going to do bad because of the Aaron Rodgers situation and that it's going to be too much, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I think that, the fact that Aaron Rodgers has reported to training camp, has, obviously talked, about his frustrations, but is still, doing the things that he would normally do every year. I feel like, yes, he's upset with the team, but it's not like he's going to make, like, the fact that he hates the team and what the team's doing, he's not going to make that fall upon him and his legacy, right? He doesn't want his final year in Green Bay to be shit, right? He wants to go out with a bang, right? So I think him and Devontae Adams are going to put up amazing numbers like they do every year. They're going to play normally like they do every year. I don't think it's going to be any different. I just feel like they're going to try and make an extra effort to get over the NFC Championship hump.
So I'm actually exactly with you. I think they're going to play like they do every year, which includes choking in the playoffs like they do.
Oh, I have the so obviously we're going to talk about these over the course of a couple videos. But I do have them losing in the NFC Championship again.
I don't know when they lose. I just know it's whenever they play against the Bucks.
But the Packers, I think they're going to do what they do every year, and that's excel in the regular season. And I don't think it's going to be any different. It's just the fact that this season is the last season for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. That's the only difference. As for the Saints, again, like Hunter said, and we talked about it a while back about the salary caps, and these two teams are the worst in salary cap. Am I not wrong?
I believe so.
Yeah. Go ahead, Hunter. Go ahead.
I was looking at it, and the Packers for next year are in the same situation the Saints were in this year. Packers were basically just a little bit better than the Saints this year, but what they did was they pushed it all off one more year, and we're like, well, if we don't win the Super Bowl this year, we basically have become the new Lions.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be in much worse shape than they are next year.
And literally the last week, the controversy with Michael Thomas, right? And you put all this money into Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara. You don't even know who your starting quarterback is week one.
Not to forget the Michael Thomas idea that he wants off the team.
Then isn't that what I just said?
Yeah, you didn't. You mentioned how much money they put into him, but you didn't say the fact about him wanting a trade.
Oh no, I said the Michael Thomas controversy that happened a week ago. I didn't elaborate. I apologize. Yeah, Michael Thomas wanting a trade. Now are they? I've heard reports that they've, gotten better communication wise, which is great because again, a lot of people call Michael Thomas a slant guy.
That's the question. What do you think?
What?
Who should start at quarterback?
Honestly, Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. We might have a little disagreement, but yeah.
Jameis Winston is a quarterback. Taysom Hill is a utility player.
I noticed some salt in that part.
Wow.
I mean, just the way you said that. He is a quarterback. It's just like Taysom Hill.
I mean, am I not wrong? Look, Taysom Hill is a utility player. We've seen him play quarterback, wide receiver, running back. He can do a little bit of everything. He does not need to be your starter, right?
That's kind of I think that Taysom Hill is a better player than Jameis Winston.
But
Overall,
if you have
yeah,
Taysom
of
Hill as the starting quarterback, you lose a lot of what makes Taysom Hill great.
Exactly. And Kamara's numbers went down because of Taysom Hill being at quarterback. Because instead of dumping it off to Alvin or handing it off to him, Taysom would just run it himself. Right? And Taysom Hill doesn't have the arm that Winston or Drew Brees has. So
and hey, Winston has his eyes fixed because apparently that was the issue.
Yeah. I'm not look, Jameis Winston. If you can always talk about a quarterback and like, oh, they're great if they minus the turnovers, whatever. But honestly, Jameis Winston has. Again, this might be controversial, but minus the turnovers, right? Jameis Winston is a very, very good quarterback. And I think
you look at his last year in Tampa, if you took away the turnovers, he wins MVP hands down.
Look, the 30 for 30 should tell you how good he is if you take away the turnovers, because that's still 30 fucking touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's top 5 in yards. I mean,
for a second there, I thought I missed a 30 for 30 documentary.
No, like Jameis Winston's a good quarterback. He just makes really dumb decisions. And again, he got his eyes fixed. So if that's the case, then there should be no reason, right?
I'll argue that he already got better just off of last year alone. Because like I didn't see as many of those mistakes in New Orleans that I saw when he was with Tampa Bay. So it was probably
when he was in the game.
Yeah, when he was in the game. So it was probably just a situational thing.
Also, though, he did get his eyes fixed before he went to New Orleans. Which, by the way, can we just mention that for a minute? Like, we'd make the jokes about the eyes thing, but, like, if your eyes really were a problem, why hadn't you done anything up to that point in your career? Why did it take so long for you to be like, oh, I'm supposed to be able to see to play football?
Because, and not to knock any of the Florida people, because I got family in Florida, but he did go to college in Florida, so...
You got a point. You got a point.
He's considered
and I am going to say it's not Florida people.
He was suffering from that Florida man syndrome.
Yes. But Jameis Winston should be the starter for the New Orleans Saints, and Taysom Hill should go back to what he was doing when Drew Brees was quarterback. Hands down. There's no reason for Taysom Hill to be starter. That takes away half of what he can do as a utility player when he's not. So, there's that.
Okay, so up next, Broncos at the Giants.
Oh, yeah. Big Daddy's here. Okay. So, let me just talk about my team real quick. I think we got better. We did lose Dalvin Tomlinson. That was a huge mistake on our part. I swear to God, when they announced that he signed with Minnesota, I cried. Like, I did shed a tear, guys, for real. Because I was like, dude, that's literally our line right there. That's our fat guy in the middle. That's our nose tackle. Like, that's our Vince Wilfork.
Your best friend, Dave Gettleman.
Oh my God! Like, again,
coming from the Carolina fan, fuck Dave Gettleman.
Yeah.
Luigi knows what I'm talking about.
Of course.
I mean, I don't have any room to talk about bad GMs.
Yeah, I know. You've had one for like how long?
Well, let's see. When did you buy the team and decide, nah, I'll just do it myself? Credit to him, actually. The thing with Jerry Jones is like, when it comes to drafting,
Jerry Jones is the Vince McMahon of the NFL.
Oh, for sure.
He really is. It's like when it comes to drafting, he is pretty damn solid. But when it comes to anything else regarding GMs, also, he's a terrible person.
Yeah.
He's the reason why people died last winter. Y'all know about that, right?
Nope.
Actually,
So,
no.
you know about the winter storm that Texas had?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you told us about it.
His company, the reason why he's so rich, is responsible for legislation. And I'm not going to get too political on this, because that's not what we're here for. But his company is responsible for the legislation that deregulated the power grid, which caused how bad the storm was.
Oh damn.
Oh, how cars got frozen, like completely frozen solid.
How the state was without power, just in total, for almost the entire state.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, a massive portion of the state was without power for a couple of weeks.
Well, then I expect you guys to boo him every time you see him on TV. Or in
I
the
already
stadium.
did that. What are you talking about? I'm like, every time I'm like, me and my dad always said, he said, just sign the check, old man. That's all you need to do.
All right, so
But,
Luigi.
back to the Giants. So, again, all three of us are homers here, but obviously we follow our teams the most out of anybody. And with the Giants, I feel like, again, Daniel Jones' rookie year, outside of the turnovers, he actually did pretty decent. This season, with Jason Garrett, he regressed. I hope,
You
because
telling me the
Jason
Clapper
Garrett,
wasn't good?
huh?
You saying the Clapper wasn't good?
Obviously, you should know. He was very conservative, and Daniel Jones took a lot less deep shots. Granted, he ran the ball more, but he took a lot less deep
so
shots.
shocked by these things you're telling me about Jason Garrett.
I know,
Oh,
right?
are you now?
I've been sitting here, whenever he signed with the Giants, I was like, he's your problem now!
Pretty much. But with signing Kenny Galladay, that gives us a true number one receiver. And when healthy, he's a beast. So that would garner double teams, correct? So that would mean that Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard can have one-on-ones. And I know from watching them every year that with one-on-ones, they're a beast. They can do work. And this season all depends on Daniel Jones, because the defense, outside of losing Dalvin Tomlinson, we kept everybody. And we signed some good guys. Our defense will not be the problem this year. The defense will keep us in the games. It all depends on Daniel Jones and Saquon's health. Saquon, they're hoping that he's ready week one.
So
I'm being optimistic about it, because I'm not going to get in
as someone who I think, speaking not as for in favor of your team, I think y'all should hope for a bad season. I think you need to hope that you can get a solid draft pick and be able to replace Daniel Jones.
I am going to disagree. Only because this is only his third year.
Hunter, Luigi, who do you guys have winning the game?
I have the Giants.
Giants
I
as
have
well.
the Giants as well. We'll get to the Broncos in a second, because, again, I think that they're a team that's going to surprise everybody. But
I have the Giants going with the same record as the Broncos. Not a good one, but the same.
I have the Giants at 8-9.
oh, you don't want to know mine.
Let me guess, you have them at 17-0.
No, of course not. I know some of the games that we're going to lose. Like, we're going to lose in Dallas. We're going to lose in Philly. We're going to lose against Tampa. There's a couple that I know we're going to lose. Just by being a Giants fan, I know who we're going to lose to. But it all depends on Daniel Jones, and I got to disagree, because it's only his third season. His rookie year was really good despite the turnovers. His second year was downgraded because of the play calling. This year, it's really, okay, you had one good season, one bad season. Now let's see if we could start on some sort of consistency, and it all depends on the health of Saquon Barkley. Because if Saquon can stay healthy, then this team is good.
I'm
This
just
team could
worried
be a playoff team.
that they waste Saquon's prime on Daniel Jones.
I want to make
Okay,
it clear
so
that a
can you
lot of these
argue-
predictions are subject to change depending on how stuff plays out
Yeah.
between now and week 1 and throughout the season.
We
so.
still got because we still got 3 weeks until the start of the season, so anything can change. But I'd argue that with Christian McCaffrey, are the Panthers wasting Christian McCaffrey's prime as well?
And see, that's
Right?
something like I've considered that several times. Like, I know how bad we are on our offensive line, and I know how much Christian McCaffrey has to scramble just to get free. And that's something that's always worried me when it comes to Christian McCaffrey, and why I keep on saying that it's one of the reasons why I was so mad when we picked up the cornerback. Nothing against the cornerback we picked up. He's one of the best ones there are in that draft, but I don't know what to think about Sam Darnold, and that's when it comes to Sam Darnold, that's something that worries me, and I feel like we're going to have to rely on Christian McCaffrey again this year.
That reminds me, while we're on this game, fuck the Broncos too. Bitch ass taking Patrick Surtain, motherfucker.
Now the Broncos. So a lot of people are saying that the Broncos will only go as far as Drew Lock takes them because their defense is obviously strong when healthy, right? You got Von Miller and Bradley Chubb coming off the end. They have the best, arguably the best secondary with Justin Simmons. You don't. It's
I don't
really.
understand the pick, honestly. I really don't get it. Because their secondary was solid as hell. Why would you take a cornerback?
Yeah, Chris Harris.
Forgetting
Justin
the fact that I
Simmons.
wanted him, why are you taking them?
And I mean, they got Cortland Sutton can be a number 1 receiver. Coming off of his injury, we'll have to see. Jerry Jeudy, they're putting a lot of faith in. Melvin Gordon. They lost Philip Lindsay in the offseason, which sucks, but they still have Melvin Gordon, which was,
I don't think Lindsay was that good to begin with, so I don't think it's that big of a hit.
I actually like Philip Lindsay.
But
But-
I think because I've done a lot of thinking about why they made that pick, and I think they genuinely, people in the front office genuinely believe that they had a shot at landing Rodgers this season.
Yeah, there were a lot of reports that Denver was going to snag Aaron Rodgers. You're right.
Like, I think I always said there was no way, but I think they genuinely bought into that idea, and that's why they were like, look, we've got the quarterback situation figured out. We're going to get Aaron Rodgers. There's no need to take someone like Fields.
Well, granted, Drew Lock did show out in the first preseason game. And a lot of people were on and off with Drew Lock. He's had, he was projected. Then again, Denver, ever since Peyton Manning retired, has been
Did you hear
scrambled
that? Brett,
with the quarterback.
Can I just say
Honestly-
something when it comes to the preseason? I hate projecting predictions based on how preseason goes, because I've seen teams go 4-0 in the fucking preseason and not win a single goddamn game in the regular season.
You mean the Lions?
Oh yeah, the Lions.
Yeah. I remember the Giants won 4-0 in the offseason in the preseason, and we won 5 games the next season. That season.
Yeah.
The thing
so-
with the preseason is you got to be thinking about it if you're gonna base it off who won, you have to really think about it as, okay, who played?
Yeah.
Because the Texans smashed the Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
that just
The
means that
Packers
the
had
Texans,
no starters.
yeah,
and the Texans
third
were
string
trying to start
Texans are
covering.
better than the Packers.
And we've all
third
agreed that
strings.
the Texans are going to do bad. I mean, I think one of you said 1 win, someone said 0 wins, and I only have them at 2 wins, so...
Damn, you gave them more than me and Hunter. Shit.
Yeah.
2
I
wins
was-
being
I-
like Santa Claus up in this bitch.
Yeah, just get another one.
I have them
weird, man.
I have them beating the Colts and Jaguars.
Oh, so within the division. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think actually Denver and the Giants pretty much have the same thing going into the season. Is they're only as good as their quarterback will take them.
You can make that argument for any team, though.
Well,
Except for the Panthers and Titans, they're only as good as their running backs will take them.
No, I mean, like, their team is good overall, right?
Mm-hmm.
But,
I think their team is so freaking good on defense. And then you go, what's happening on offense?
Both the Giants and the Broncos both. Yeah, they're both top 10 defenses when healthy. It's just, again, the inconsistent quarterback play. If they can get that right, I mean, there's no reason why neither one of them should be a playoff team.
Okay, so up next,
yeah.
Up next, one of the games I'm actually really looking forward to: Miami at New England.
I got the
Miami.
Patriots.
I'm going New England.
The
Xavier
Patriots
Howard
are.
re-signed, who I think should have won the Defensive Player of the Year last year.
You're right. He led the league in interceptions.
Yeah, not only did he, I did some history checking on it. It's almost never does someone get double-digit interceptions than he did.
You're right.
But have you seen But have y'all seen Cam Newton?
Cam was like, "Oh shit."
Cam Newton's canceled, don't you know? He said that offensive mac and cheese name.
Oh yeah. Oh no, he made fun of his weight. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm sitting there like, I thought mac and cheese was an adorably cute nickname. Like that's sweet.
Mac Jones loves it. Mac Jones loves it.
That's the thing. It's like that sounds like a great name for your buddy.
Exactly. There's no reason.
And then that one guy's like, this is so offensive. And I'm like, I usually make fun of people who are like, everyone's too overly offended. I'm like, no, you just can't be a racist asshole. Sorry. But, like, come on.
But, so, the Patriots are...
Hunter, you said the Dolphins, right?
I do have the Dolphins winning.
The Patriots were the most busy in the offseason.
The thing that's going to help the Patriots way more than what they attained in the offseason is the fact of what they got back.
I'm going to flat out say. Oh, hold on, Hunter. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
So last year, their entire defense was like, pandemic. I'm going to stay home.
Yeah, but now they're getting everyone back.
Okay, so here's the question I have: is this a proving year for New England? Like, is it a?
No, this is a prove it year for Cam Newton.
I think.
What about
Bill Belichick?
Yeah, what about Bill Belichick? Like, everybody.
So y'all.
I'm not saying he's still not going to be one of the greatest coaches, but if he struggles again this year, now that he's got his players back, I think there's going to be an asterisk next to it in which we go, oh.
Was it Bill or Brady?
Tom Brady. You answer that, the age-old question that they had for so many years. Is the reason for the Patriots' success Bill, or is it Brady?
So far, it's looking like it's Brady, but I don't want to write Bill off as, like, just some footnote, because the Patriots had their issues last year when it came to injuries, and Cam getting there for the first year trying to learn the system, so it's a prove-it year for both of them, honestly.
I don't think Cam Newton plays the full year. I think Cam's going to play a couple of games, and then Mac Jones is going to step up.
Here's what I think. So, again, they were the busiest team this offseason. They signed so many weapons for Cam Newton. Jonnu Smith, who was Ryan Tannehill's security blanket at tight end for touchdowns in the red zone. Hunter Henry, who's, when healthy, is one of the more underrated tight ends in the league as well. Nelson Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar, who, when with Philly, was terrible, right, dropping passes, but in his year with the Raiders, however, was Derek Carr's security blanket for touchdowns as well. They also signed Kendrick Bourne, who's a very speedy receiver who didn't get a chance in San Francisco. So they also signed Matthew Judon and Jalen Mills, and on defense. And they're getting back Defensive Player of the Year, Stephen Gilmore. They're getting a lot of players that opted out last season.
So is he going to
on
play?
The defense?
I've heard rumors about Gilmore
I know Gilmore wanted out or different things.
So from what I've understood is that he should be coming back, and that the entire defense, whoever, because again, the Patriots were plagued with, opting outs last season on defense, right? And
there was a
this year
report
they're
that
getting
Gilmore wanted to go to Dallas, and I was like, all right, sure. Are we going to buy like a bunch of sets of Monopoly to pay him with?
Okay, so I want to let you guys know, when it comes to the Patriots, I actually have them winning 12 games and making the playoffs as one of the wild card teams. So
I have them
Losing 12
winning-
games.
Oh no. I have them winning. I have them going 10-7 and making the wild card. But I have them going to the playoffs. I just feel like, again, this is Cam's prove it year. I will say that Mac Jones will get some games in, no doubt about it. But I don't think it'll be due to Cam's play. I feel like
Doobie-doo?
Cam might get.
you said doobie-doo.
Doobie-doo.
Scooby?
Doobie-doobie-doo!
No, I don't think it'll be due to Cam's play. I feel like it'll be more so maybe Cam gets hurt, or maybe they just want to experiment a little. But I feel like the Patriots will get not back to what they were with Brady, but they'll make the playoffs this year, for sure. And with the Dolphins, I feel like they were a surprise team last year. And
Dolphins are my other wild card team. I have both the Dolphins and Patriots making the playoffs as wild card teams.
You know,
so you
there's
have
3 wild card teams,
Buffalo.
right?
You have Buffalo winning the division with New England and Miami.
Yep.
Yikes. Y'all might hate me. I got the Dolphins winning 4 games.
You're right, I do hate you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
I got the Dolphins winning 4 games, dude. I again, with the scheduling, I just feel like it'll be a toss-up, close games or whatnot, and I just feel like the Dolphins will lose a lot of them. That's all.
I think Dolphins, or as you talk about the Broncos, they will go as far as Tua lets them.
Granted, it was only Tua's first year last year.
And he got like half of it because they're like, oh, Tua, you're their starter. And then he would have just a little bit of struggles and they'd be like, fuck, get him out,
Oh,
get him
no,
out.
Fitzpatrick, yeah. Like, in the clutch moments, like, I think it was that game against the Raiders. They're like, oh, no, Fitzpatrick, do your magic. We'll bring Tua out. But isn't that what you're supposed to do with Tua? Like, have him in those situations to get better?
Exactly. That's the thing is, the security blanket of Fitzpatrick is gone now, which is a weird thing to say about the quarterback, but
How many wins do you have the Dolphins at, Hunter?
I have them winning 13 games.
Same here.
Oh my God, 13.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've got faith in them. Like, the way that their defense, if they had lost Xavier Howard, I would have been a lot more unsure. They retained him, and defense wins championships.
We're on the last 2 games now for week 1. So,
Sunday Night Football.
Chicago at the Rams.
Oh, the Rams all the fucking way. Like,
Yep.
Yeah. We don't really need
Look,
to discuss this one.
yeah,
Uh,
Chicago.
We've already talked about Justin
Yeah.
Fields, so
Yeah.
Justin
The
Fields
big
is
question.
not the starter.
He's not even the starter. It's Andy Dalton.
oh yeah,
And
then
And Red Rocky
definitely
Dalton.
Their
should,
defense is still great.
should be
right?
Justin Fields. I'm going to argue that right now
Oh, it should, but like,
But they're gonna wait.
because they're idiots.
That's just how it is. It's Chicago has still a great defense, and I feel like they're wasting Khalil Mack's prime years for sure.
you know,
But they
speaking
have
of
a solid crew. Allen Robinson is the most underrated wide receiver in the entire league, and David Montgomery is pretty good. So why not put Justin Fields there the entire
Speaking
season?
of Khalil Mack, the Raiders.
Oh, we'll get to them in a second.
Just so you
point
know,
out-
since we're gonna be skimming past this one, since we don't really have much to talk about, I have the Bears at 7-9 in the, or not 7-9, 7-10, and I have the Rams at 9-8.
Since we're almost to that point, I'm just gonna save my team projections right after we finish the next game.
I have the Rams winning the division at 12-5, and I have the Bears going second in the division at 9-8, because I feel like they'll lose at the start of the season. They'll bring Justin Fields in, and then they'll be better off. With the Rams, me and Hunter were talking about, Matthew Stafford, right? And how with this team now, this is the best time for Matthew Stafford to win a ring, right?
Yep.
Like, literally, Matthew Stafford needed a team, like a complete team around him, right? He had Calvin Johnson, obviously, but outside of that, who did he have on both sides of the ball? Nobody. He made the playoffs once with Detroit. He got knocked out of the wild card round by the rivals in his division, Green Bay. No. Or was it the Cowboys? I can't remember. Didn't they play the Cowboys in the wild card round the only year he went to the playoffs? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and Cowboys fans and Lions fans see that game very differently.
Okay, so it was the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys won it, but I know someone who's a Lions fan, and I don't even talk to him about football because he genuinely gets so heated and hatred of me.
Because he's a Lions fan?
Yeah, and because of that one game. Because he thinks that the refs gave the win away, and it was like, I get being upset about calls, but like, I'm over the Dez thing.
Yeah, he'll get over it once they make the playoffs again.
So he's never gonna get over it?
Pretty much. All right, so Monday Night Football, Ravens at the Raiders.
I've got the Ravens.
Yeah, I got Baltimore.
I got Baltimore as well.
Again, the Ravens should be.
Do you think that Lamar Jackson gets signed before the season starts, though?
Say that again?
Will they sign his contract extension before the season starts?
Oh, yeah.
They should, but it's not real. I have Baltimore winning the division. There shouldn't be any reason why they shouldn't.
Cleveland.
They won't go. They won't go far. But it's more so that talk for that game would be the Raiders more so than the Ravens, just because John Gruden has done some weird drafting the last couple of years since he's been back. And the Raiders has just been one of those teams with high expectations but low standards,
With the Raiders, you also have, this will be the first game after a year of playing in the stadium that the stadium will have fans.
All right, so Next up is the division predictions.
Yep.
I'm gonna go from AFC East downwards. Everybody can just give me their predictions for each team, and I'll mark them down for each of us.
Okay, so AFC East.
Just go one at a time for each one. So Hunter, first one: Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets.
I've got Bills 14-3,
All right.
Dolphins 13-4, Patriots 5-12, and Jets 1-16.
Give me a minute here. I need to write down the team names too for each of them.
Damn, you got the Jets winning one game?
Yeah, against the Texans.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Bills, Dolphins. Patriots, Jets. Hunter, repeat your predictions again.
14-3 for the Bills, 13-4 for the Dolphins, 5-12 for the Patriots, and the Jets at 1-16.
5 and 12
5
for
and
the
12.
5 and 12 for the Patriots. Damn. 1 and
Good God
16 for the
almighty.
Jets.
I
What
want to
was?
see them. I think.
What did you say for the Dolphins, Hunter?
13-4?
All right, Luigi. Now you.
All right, so for the AFC East, I have the Bills winning at 12 and 5. I have the Patriots in second place at 10 and 7. I have the Dolphins at 4 and 13, and I have the Jets matching them at 4 and 13.
All right, 12 and 5, 10 and 7, 4 and 13, 4 and 13.
Yeah.
All right, just give me a minute. I need to mark down the team names next to those numbers. All right, so for me, I have the Bills at 13 and 4. The Dolphins at 10 and that would be 10 and 7, right? I have the Patriots at 9 and there's 17 games this year.
Yes, 17. No team gets a 8.
No, they changed that. There's no bye weeks for this season. It's 17 games per team. They already announced that. But yeah.
No bye weeks?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
How if there's only 17 games, they need a bye
18
week.
weeks.
Oh yeah, they extended it to 18 weeks this season, 17 games. Yeah, so anyway, I have the Bills at 13 wins, the Dolphins at 10 wins, Patriots at 9 wins, and the Jets at 2 wins.
Okay, so we all agree that the Jets will be trash. Me and John agree that the Patriots will be good, but I disagree that the Dolphins will be good. And then obviously we have all the Bills winning.
I just realized something. With the elimination of an 8-8 record, Jeff Fisher is officially retired.
The Jeff Fisher. The consistent 500 guy.
I mean, there's something to say about that, to be honest. Like, I imagine teams like the Jets, the Texans, are all like, you know, we could go for a 500 record.
They could.
All right, give me a minute.
All right.
I'm marking down the next teams.
I'm assuming it'll be the AFC North.
AFC West.
Ooh, the West. All right.
All right. So, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers. Hunter, you go first.
All right, Broncos 4 and 13. Chiefs 14 and 3. Raiders 5 and 12. Chargers 15 and 2.
And I will need you guys to send me if you guys can send me the sheet with your predictions on it so I can mark it down on a spreadsheet as well.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I got it here in a Word document so I can just...
You got the Chargers losing only 2 games?
So I want to expand on this for a minute.
Please.
All right, so let me load up team schedules here. So I have it comes down to their schedules. The Chiefs, I have them losing a game to the Raiders because the Raiders somehow always steal one. I have the Chiefs losing a game to the Bills. I have the Chiefs splitting with the Chargers.
You said only 2 losses for the Chargers, right?
I did.
So it's a game against the Raiders and the Chiefs. That's it.
Raiders. No, actually, I think that the Chargers do not lose to the Raiders. I think the Chargers get their second loss in 1 second. Let me load it up here.
So they're gonna lose once against Kansas City.
Yes. We're all in agreement on that because I said 3 losses.
They're gonna lose to the Cowboys.
No, I have them losing their second game against the Browns.
Oh really? Y'all are losing to the Chargers? You think?
Yeah, I try to do this very absent my own team's bias.
I mean, I have the Chargers at 3 losses, so I'm not really too far off of where Hunter is.
If it weren't for the fact that the Chargers don't play the Bills, the Chiefs would win the division.
Okay. So for me,
I have them losing.
Go
Yeah, I have them losing to the Browns, the Seahawks, and the Bills. Or not? Hold on. Let's see. That's why is it showing Seahawks there? Where's
why is it showing Bills whenever the Chargers don't play the Bills?
If John, since you're talking about the Chargers, you can do your records first.
Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers. That's who I have them losing against.
So what about the whole division?
Pretty much.
No, I said like your
the whole
division prediction.
Oh yeah, sorry, I need to pull that back up. Anyway, so I have the Chiefs at 14 wins, Raiders at 8 wins, Chargers at 15 wins, and the Broncos at 6 wins.
Okay, I'm confused. Can you repeat that?
Repeat
Yeah,
what?
he has the Chargers at 15, the Chiefs at 14.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But didn't you just say that you had the Chargers losing 3 games?
Pending.
So they'd be at... Oh, okay.
You see why I'm confused?
Yeah, it's pending.
Yeah. So for me, I have the Chiefs at 13-4. I have the Chargers in a wild card at 10-7. I have the Broncos at 7-10, and I have the Raiders at 6-11. Again, the Chargers to me will be a playoff team, but I don't know if they're going to be 15 wins. That's a big, like a humongous step. That's a Pat Mahomes step for Justin Herbert. Right, if Pat Mahomes in his second year went to the Super Bowl, that'd be a huge step for Justin Herbert if he won 15 games in the second season. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's like huge.
I'm going based off the fact that a lot of their losses last season were completely unnecessary. Like just last minute fucking choke jobs that nobody would have fucking saw coming, and you take away the 1 or 2 mistakes that fucking Justin Herbert made in those games, and they would have been.
You also have the games where Justin Herbert wasn't in yet.
Yeah, they would have been a completely different team if you got rid of those mistakes, which I feel like they have been doing in the off season.
Which, by the way, I think Justin Herbert wins the craziest how I got my NFL start story. How did you get your start? Well, the doctor straight up stabbed the starting quarterback in the lung, and so it was like, well, shit.
And now he's starting quarterback for the worst team in the NFL.
Poor guy. I genuinely feel bad for him because he didn't do anything to lose the job. Really,
no. Tyrod Taylor is actually pretty decent. He just poor him. All right.
How are you gonna lose your job because the doctor injured you?
All right, north or south this time?
North.
Be the North.
Hunter, go.
Browns 13-4. Ravens 10-7. Steelers and Bengals both 6-11.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so, I don't even need to say anything then. Hunter actually has the same predictions I do for the AFC North.
The exact same?
The exact same.
Oh, wow. So, I agree with you on the fact that the Ravens are going 10-7, but I have them winning the division at 10-7.
Wow.
Boo. Why am I the only... Oh, wait, no, Hunter's with me this year. Hunter, Browns winning the North.
Yep. Hey, but I gotta figure out. Speaking of the your prediction last year about the Browns, what movie are we gonna get you to watch?
See y'all almost lost that last year, and it was hilarious.
I know, it was like, what? No, this is bullshit.
No, I have the Ravens winning at 10-7. I have the Browns and the Steelers tying at 9-8, and then I have the Bengals at 7-10.
Here's a better question, Hunter. What are we making you watch this year that you refuse to watch?
I don't even know what I refuse to watch.
Last but not least, the AFC South.
All right. So,
AKA the Titans and their 3 bitches.
Pretty much.
I still don't have the Titans doing that great. I have them at 11-6. I have the Colts at 7-10. The Jaguars getting 3-14, and the Texans bringing the parade to Houston, 0-17.
Okay, so I have the Texans at 2-15. I have the Colts
That's too many wins, bro.
I have the Colts at 9-8. I have the Jaguars at 3-15, and then I have the Titans at 16-2.
You mean 15-2?
15-2, yeah.
Oh, okay, so I agree with you there. I got them going 15-2. I have the Colts at 8-9. I have the Jags at 4-13, and I have the Texans at 1-16. They'll squeeze one out. Even though they shouldn't, they'll squeeze one out. All right, let's just get it out of the way.
By the way, who did you say they were going to beat? Because I don't know if we caught that on the air.
Oh, we did, but I'll say it again. They will beat the Cleveland Browns.
Like, wow.
They
Team that almost went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, they're gonna lose to the Texans.
Okay, up next is the NFC East.
Oh, of course.
Cowboys win the division, obviously. Not Homer or anything.
No, of course not.
But I have
what
Dallas
record?
going 12-5.
Oh my god.
I have the football team going 9-8. The Giants 4-13.
4 wins. God damn, dude.
And the Eagles 3-14.
Okay, so y'all are going to hate me. I have Washington winning the division with 8 wins.
Hey, you are absolutely right. We hate you.
8? 8?
Yes.
A losing record?
Yes.
They're gonna pull a Carolina Panther and win the division with a losing record?
I'm gonna be flat out honest. You guys can talk all the hype you want about your division, but as someone who looks at your division from the outside every year and sees how trash you are, I have no faith in the NFC least.
What you got everywhere else then?
Alright, so I have the Giants in second place with 7 wins.
Woo!
I have the Cowboys in third place with 6 wins.
We're not last!
And I have the Eagles in last place with 4 wins.
Damn. Okay, so Hunter, you gave the Giants 4 wins,
I did.
right? So I don't know if you'll feel bad about this. I don't know if you'll feel bad after I tell you my predictions for our division. So I actually have the Cowboys winning the division. Okay? And that's something that's insane coming from my fucking mouth.
Yeah,
Okay?
it really is.
I have the
Well
Cowboys
done.
winning at 11-6. But I have the Giants also at 11-6, but not winning the division, but making the playoffs as a wild card. Okay? We're going to lose the second meet because the first meeting, I believe, is in New York, and I feel like we'll beat you there, but we're not going to win in Dallas.
You got them backwards.
Oh, it's New York second?
Yep. No, New York first. Oh, sorry.
No,
second,
yeah, that's what.
Second.
Second, okay. So
I'm looking at the schedule
it's
right
gonna
now.
it's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to the last week. You guys are gonna pull it out. Okay. So I have Dallas. Y'all heard it from me. Diehard New York Giants fan, bleeds blue. The fucking Dallas Cowboys are going to win the division.
Hey, John, we got this
Heard it from
recording,
here.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, this is recording, okay?
I just wanted to make
Listen to
sure that
me.
we can set this up for a ringtone or
I
something.
want to let y'all know my predictions. I have the stupid motherfucking Cowgirls winning the goddamn division, so Hunter can kiss my ass, okay? I have them going 11-6. I have the Giants also going 11-6. I have the football team going 10-7, right? And then I have the Eagles going 4-13.
Okay
Would you
then.
like to know who I
here's
have
the
you
thing.
beating?
Here's the thing. I hate the Cowboys. Everyone knows this. They're my most hated team in all of sports. Not just football. All of sports.
Hunter, I want to let you know that you are at 1 hour and 55 minutes, and this rant of Luigi started approximately at 1 hour and 53 minutes in. If you want to go onto the video and clip it for a ringtone.
Thank you.
I hate the Cowboys with my beating heart. I hate them. I hate them so much. But I cannot deny the talent that's there. Okay? Do you feel bad now, Hunter Davis?
Would
Do
you like
you
to know
feel
where I had y'all
bad?
winning?
No, you had us winning 4 fucking games, and I have y'all winning the division.
Luigi, just
you know
think
how
of-
much I love you now?
Luigi,
I love
just-
you so much that I'm having you win the division, and you give us 4 fucking wins. I hate you more. Look
Luigi,
at that.
just think of it this way, though. What happens if they miss the playoffs? He can blame it on you.
I love it. I would love that. I'll be like, yes, I was the cause for the Dallas Cowgirls to be shit every year. I would love that. I would love it.
I have
would
y'all
love it.
beating the Saints, the Broncos, and sweeping Philly.
Oh, hold up. Hold on. Before we get to the next division, I know we're doing a lot on time, but let me just tell you, as a Giants fan, not as a homer, right, but as just a football fan looking in, okay, we can beat Denver. Washington has never been a problem for us in the last 7 years, so we can beat those. So that's 3 wins. We can beat the Falcons. That's 4. The Saints, it depends on who's at quarterback. We'll take one against Dallas. We'll lose to the Rams. We'll beat the Panthers. We'll lose to Pat Mahomes. We can beat the Raiders. We'll lose to Tom Brady. We'll beat Philly once. We'll lose to Philly in Philly. We can beat the Dolphins. We can beat the Chargers, may or may not. And we can beat the Bears because the Bears have no quarterback. Unless Justin Fields is playing, then we might lose that. But we have more wins.
5 wins.
Luigi?
5 that week.
Luigi, I want you to know that was an inspirational speech, and you almost had me there until you said beat the Panthers.
Oh, of course.
I would give y'all the win against the Bears if it was earlier in the season. But I
Sir,
think Fields will be
it is in MetLife Stadium. I wish I was going to the game. I almost bought tickets because the tickets were pretty cheap, but I couldn't get the flights. So
Yeah,
I
I
will
see
not.
tickets are as low as
Unfortunately,
$60 right here, according to ESPN.
I couldn't get flight tickets. I could get game tickets, not flight tickets. Unfortunately.
All right,
But-
so
But Hunter, do you feel bad now? I want you
A
to
little
feel
bad.
bad. I want you to feel bad.
But just a little.
Okay. what
NFC
division then?
West. Cardinals, Rams,
Oh.
49ers, and Seahawks.
The West.
All right. So I'm going to go from 4th place to 1st. 4th place is the 49ers at 11-6.
Holy shit! 11-6. Oh yeah, you did say.
I told you, I think all 4 teams are going to be dominant. And it's just and tying 4th place, 11-6, the Rams. I think Seattle goes 12-5, and the Cardinals win 14 games.
Okay, so
Cardinals winning 14.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have the Seahawks at 10-7. I have the 49ers at 11-6. I have the Rams at 10-7. And I have the Cardinals at 13-4.
Who's winning the division?
Cardinals.
Okay, I thought so. Wanted to make sure.
Luigi?
Oh, by the way, here's how I did the divisional games for that while he's getting his. I had all 4 teams are going to split all their
Says
games.
Luigi's mic is muted.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have. That's how I did the divisional. I just said all the divisional games for the NFC West, the home team wins.
As much as I love Arizona, I love Kyler Murray, I love the acquisitions that they got, AJ Green, JJ Watt. I mean, I have them finishing last in the division.
What?
And I have them finishing 6-11. I know it's hard, and it hurt me to see that, but they're the only team in the division that has a losing record, and I have the other 3 teams making the playoffs. I have Seattle at 11-6 as a wild card. I have the 49ers at 12-5 as a wild card, and I have the Rams 12-5 winning the division.
Okay, so up next, I'm going to go first with this one since I'm the one who made the bold claim of the Packers sucking ass. The NFC North. I have the Vikings at 10-7.
Winning at 10-7?
Yes, I have the Vikings winning the division at 10-7. I have the Lions in second place at 9-8.
Excuse me.
I have the Bears at 8-9. And I have the Packers at 5-12.
Aaron Rodgers winning 5 games.
I love his prediction, by the way. I'm not gonna go with it, but I love it.
5 wins?
Yes,
Wow.
5 wins.
I don't know if I should bet you on the Lions record or the Packers record.
I'm going off of 2 things. Either one, the Packers are going to do bad simply because of the Aaron Rodgers drama. 2, Aaron Rodgers is going to get hurt.
Okay.
Hunter had his prediction with fucking... What's his name for fucking Cincinnati? Sorry, I just had a fucking brain fart real quick, but...
Burrow?
Yeah, Joe Burrow for Cincinnati. You predicted that last year. I'm predicting it's going to bite Rodgers in the ass this year. I think Rodgers is going to get hurt.
Oh my god, that would be rough. Even as much as I don't like Rodgers, I would feel bad that in his last year...
And here's the reason why. I feel like he's going to do too much to try and prove himself. They're going to rely too much on him or too much on Devontae Adams or whoever. And it's going to cost them. Did they do anything?
I'm saying that about you saying the Packers going 5 wins is a fair point, but I mean,
did they do anything in the offseason when it comes to the offensive line? I didn't really see much.
No.
Yeah, and
No, they lost Brian Bulaga.
Yeah. I mean,
did,
Aaron Rodgers can try and prove himself all he wants, and like I'm not denying that he's not a great quarterback. He is a great quarterback, but I just don't see the support around Aaron Rodgers being enough to do anything.
Aaron Rodgers hasn't had the support. He hasn't gone Brady level with it, but he's the step below Brady level. Like, Brady level has taken nobodies to the Super Bowl. Rodgers has done that just a step below that.
Well, if you want to have someone take nobodies to the NFC Championship game and choke, that's fine.
Yeah. And that's why I'll go next, and I have the Packers going 13-4, losing in the NFC Championship.
They
Winning the
signed
division.
Dennis Kelly to shore up the line.
Who?
9-year veteran.
Well, that'll be good.
I'm looking up to see what they did for the offensive line. That's the name I was looking for. So they signed David Bakhtiari back,
Yeah,
which was
that's about it.
$30 million signing bonus.
I have the Packers going 13-4, the Bears going 9-8. I have the Vikings going 6-11, and I have the Lions tying for the worst record at 1-16.
I had the Lions going 1-16, the Bears 4-13, the Vikings 9-8, Packers 12-6, and choking in the playoffs as always.
Just letting you know, Luigi, I don't do money bets, but Hunter can attest that I will buy you wrestling T-shirts if I lose bets. Hunter,
I'll
did
be
you ever
okay
get
with
the
that.
one I ordered for you, by the way?
I did. Wait, the other day.
No, not the other day. I said, by the way, the last time I lost a bet
yes.
to you.
I got the Switchblade one, yeah.
Yeah, I was just making sure it actually got to you.
I'm actually wearing it right now.
And certainly last but certainly not least, the NFC South. Take it away, John. Panthers winning it?
Okay, so I have Bucks winning the division at 17-0. I don't
They're
have.
not losing a game.
I do not have them losing a game.
I mean, I basically said that if they wanted to, they could.
I have Panthers in second place at 11-6.
11 wins? Such a homer.
No, if I was a homer, I'd be picking my team to win the division like Hunter. See, my team's not even making the playoffs with an 11-6 record. Keep that in mind. Based on all the other yeah, so Falcons I have at 8 wins. And I have the Saints at 3 wins.
Saints with 3?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so
I'll go ahead and go next. I had the
Yeah.
Bucks at 16-1, losing the final game to the Panthers, just because they're going to have the number 1 seed locked up, and they're just going to decide to rest people and have basically 2 consecutive bye weeks. Like, whatever, we'll take the final loss, give the Panthers a 6-11 second place finish.
damn.
The Saints at 4 wins, 13 losses. And the Falcons at 3-14.
Well, Hunter has
damn.
no faith in the South this year.
Yeah, it's
I'm
Brady
the
and his
complete
bitches.
opposite. Holy crap. Okay, so I have the Bucks winning the division, but I have them going 13-4. I have them losing to the Rams. I have them losing to the Bills. I have them losing 1 game against the Panthers, which will probably be Week 17. And I have them losing 1 game against the Saints.
I need to make it
then-
perfectly clear. I am a Panthers fan, and I am picking the Bucks to go 17-0. If you think this prediction does not kill me, you are absolutely wrong.
Hell, I had the Cowboys winning the division. We're in the same boat, man. We're in the same exact boat. I have the Falcons going 10-7. So, a lot better than what you guys have them at. I have the Saints going the opposite of that, 7-10. And I have the Panthers going 5-12.
Y'all fucking suck.
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying
What
to,
the-
because I'm thinking about you saying that the Bucks are going to lose to the Rams. Let's see. I'm trying to find their win-loss record. 'cause
See, now I don't feel bad about giving you guys a bad ranking in the division.
I'm trying to see, like, has Stafford ever beaten Brady?
I don't think he's played him enough. I'm pretty sure the times that he has played him, he's lost.
Okay,
I realize
so
that they won't have played that much because you get once every 4 years, and then after that you get a. Oh right, Lions don't go to the playoffs.
all right, so one more thing I want to do before we head off for both of you, because I've pretty much already done mine. Bold predictions. My bold prediction, of course, for the season was Green Bay being shit and Detroit actually winning 9 games. So,
Are we gonna be doing another call before the season starts? If not, the reason why I want us to do our NFL, our
hold on, Luigi, are you there?
Yeah.
It just said you joined the call, so I was trying to figure out what was
Yeah,
going on.
I accidentally
Who left us?
swiped up on the messenger app, so I didn't hear what you said, John.
Okay, so one thing I want to do before we go, bold predictions for the season from both of you, because I've already done mine, basically, with the whole Lions are going to win 9 games and the fucking Green Bay's only going to win 5 games. So, like, I don't really see how much bold or predictions going into the season I can get. So, bold prediction going into the season.
So
The
bold
Cowboys are
predictions.
winning the Super Bowl!
Yeah, of course.
I had to say it. It's just the Cowboy thing to do.
But I thought you were one of those that weren't.
Oh, I know. I'm not actually believing it. I'm just saying it.
Ah.
But it's in our contracts. We
Okay.
have to at least say it.
Anyway, for real, Hunter and Luigi, what's your predictions?
Okay, so bold predictions. Let me just scan it across.
Hunter, you know
Excuse
what
me,
it is
sorry.
like to have a cat. Does your cat randomly jump up on your laptop and just stand there for no reason?
Yep.
Okay, so bold predictions. The Damn. Hunter, you go first, because I'm
Alright.
thinking.
Regardless of whether of Wentz returns, the Colts miss the playoffs. He can play all 17 games, and they're still going to miss the playoffs.
Okay. For me, I might actually second that, because, again, I have the Colts missing the playoffs as well. But I say
Oh, get your own.
I say Deshaun Watson plays this season before another team.
Ooh.
And whatever team
You want
he
to elaborate
plays
and say
for,
which one?
oh, hold on. Whatever team he gets traded to, they're making the playoffs with him there. And if I'm looking at the teams, right? I'm just looking. If there was a team that he would get traded to, that, I mean, here's the thing. You look at the teams, and none of the team. Okay. No. I see a couple that need one. Here's a bold prediction. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's just a bold prediction. Deshaun Watson is going to get traded to the Washington football team, and he's going to take them to the playoffs.
Here's a bold prediction for Watson. Whenever the Super Bowl happens, Deshaun Watson's in jail.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. Alright, I think I'm going to end on that point. Anyway, this has been the Extra Point Podcast. We thank you for sticking around. If you want, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And, of course, ring the bell for notifications, since this will be up on YouTube. And I believe we're going to try and make this a more consistent thing. I don't know if we're going to be back every week, depending on people's schedules, but we should be back at least every 4 weeks, and if so, we can just go back and review the past games of those weeks. Do you guys think you'll be consistent enough to actually make it every week, or should we just split it up between every 4 weeks?
Now, honestly, yeah. Now, I think my schedule will be a little bit more open up.
It depends on when we're gonna do it.
It would always be around this time, Hunter.
Yeah, I can do Sundays on this time.
Yeah, so.
Well, no. No, Sundays won't work. But would Saturdays work?
We can discuss it outside of the call. But
Yeah.
anyway, I have been Chaos Reaper alongside Prodigy and Youngblood. Hello. And we are out of here.